Hello, this is Darice, and welcome back to Moon Life Astro. And if you're new, welcome to the channel. We talk about astrology here and how you can apply the astrological transits to building your business, also helping you heal spiritually, and also some planning and productivity tips from time to time. This week, we're going to get into the astrology for the upcoming week, June 11th through June 18th, 2025. And we don't have too much going on, but I'm just going to run through it real quickly, and then I'll break it down step by step. So June 11th, we have Mercury sextiling Venus. We also have the full moon in Sagittarius. I did a separate video on that on this past Monday, so feel free to check that out as well. June 13th, we have Sun squaring the North Node. June 15th, we have Mars squaring Uranus. The 15th, we also have Jupiter squaring Saturn. And then on the 17th, we have Mars entering Virgo. And then June 18th, we have Jupiter squaring Neptune. But like I said, don't worry, we're going to go through it all, break it down step by step for you. So now basically June 11th, with Mars sextiling Venus, we have Mercury in Cancer sextiling Venus in Taurus. Mercury is our ability to digest information, how we learn, how we communicate. Venus, our love, our values, our worth, our relationship to money. So Mercury in Cancer, and it's sextiling in the supportive aspect with Venus and Taurus. This could be a great day for gentle, connective energy. Could be a great day for heartfelt conversations, doing relationship repairs, and also updating any honest marketing or authentic marketing that you have. This could be a great day as well for doing content creation that blends logic and emotion. In a nutshell, it could be messaging that is soothing, that affirms and inspires your audience. It's nice because we're in this transit with Venus and Taurus. Venus is in his home sign. So Venus is more relaxed, and you might feel more intuitive creativity coming to the surface. Mercury in Cancer can also bring that to the surface since Cancer is a water sign. It can help us tap more into the emotional impetus behind our words. I feel like Mercury in Cancer can do that for us. One potential productivity tip, you can review your brand voice and how you are connecting with your clients. In a nutshell, how authentic does it feel? Does it feel magnetic? Does it feel soft but strong? Just something to consider. Like I said, I did a separate video on the upcoming full moon in Sagittarius. It's going to be June 11th, exact at, I believe, 3:23 a.m. Sorry, I thought I had this down in my notes. Let me look real quick. My glasses have been doing this weird reflection thing. So normally I record with them, but today it's not working out today. We're just going to roll with it though. June 11th, 3:43 a.m. Eastern is when we have the full moon in Sagittarius. And like I said, my previous video breaks down the full moon ritual you can do. It is also happening a few days before Father's Day. So briefly, I'll just touch on that. I feel like this full moon in Sagittarius is a great time to heal individually and also on some level collectively the father wound, especially as it's expressed through the patriarchy and our culture. Unfortunately, this week, the next few days, we may see even more intensification of the father wound that's working itself out on the collective world stage here, especially in what's happening in the US right now currently. That's how I see a lot of what is unfolding before us. I just feel like it's that father wound that patriarchy has exaggerated, triggered, intensified, whatever you want to say. And sometimes things have to get worse before they get better. Unfortunately, that might be the case this week. I would not be surprised if we see even crazier headlines than we have before, just because it's a full moon in Sagittarius, fire energy, and there's just a lot that needs to be healed. But I'm not going to get into all of that in detail, or we could be here for like hours. And I know you all have more things to do with your time than that. But I just want to reiterate that, as I encouraged in my full moon video, for all of us, at least on an individual level, to work on our own father wounds, our own relationship to patriarchy, what needs to be healed around that, and how do you find your own inner father figure that is healing, loving, and authoritative in a grounded way. I think that's what this full moon is an invitation towards. So I'll just leave it there with that. Especially because June 13th through the 15th, we have some tense aspects. Basically, the invitation is either to get into alignment or you might potentially burn yourself out. Hopefully, that's not the case here. June 13th, we have the sun squaring the North Node. The sun is our identity, how we see ourselves, the North Node, our soul's purpose, the soul of faith. So when they come in a tense aspect as a square, there's a potential for this to feel like your ego versus your destiny is in a clash or a conflict. Feelings of being off purpose may come to the surface, or you may have a moment that serves as a wake-up call that shows you where you were off your path, what's not working for you. A new version of yourself could be asking to be birthed during this week or these few days around that time. You could also tap into some intuitive intuitive nudges that are asking you to change. So what does need to change in terms of like how you express yourself in your business, your vision, your mission, your purpose. June 15th, Father's Day, we have Mars squaring Uranus and Jupiter squaring Saturn. So Mars, our ability to initiate, to be brave, but the shadow side of Mars could be where we turn up as overly aggressive, even violent sometimes. Uranus, the planet of the unexpected, disruptions. And then we have Jupiter, which is expansion, squaring with Saturn, the taskmaster, our limits. So both of these happening on the same day, and it being Father's Day, where a lot of people could be experiencing their father wound, which is why I'm encouraging people to do a lot of that work before the actual Father's Day. So hopefully this day won't be so intense for people, because the energy could lead to explosive frustrations, restlessness, inner rebellion that then becomes expressed as outer rebellion, especially if you are surrounded by family members who might be triggering you on this particular day. If you are going to be with your family and you don't necessarily have the best relationships with them, just encouraging you to take extra precaution, extra care, to remember to breathe, to ground, maybe have a friend that you can text or call during the day to kind of help you vent instead of like going off on a family member. These are strategies that some of you might find helpful. Because in a nutshell, this energy is urging us to break free from constraints, things that we feel are limiting our spiritual or emotional growth. It's an invitation to look at what are the limits that we need in order to bring our discipline bring our dreams to the surface. What is the discipline that we need to bring those dreams to life? Just another reminder as well, some of the plans you have for Father's Day, it might hit a wall. There may be some unexpected snafus as a result. So again, slow down, be flexible, be willing to restructure your day if you need to. This could also be a good weekend to look at restructuring some of your goals or plans for your business. And at the end of the day, this could be a good weekend to really make sure you take some time to ground yourself, meditate, just take care, be cautious. And another reminder too, that sometimes we have to slow down in order to speed up. And then now after that, the energy shifts a little bit, kind of calms down a bit. We have June 17th through June 18th. Mars is going to enter Virgo, which is really nice. So Mars will be leaving Leo, that fiery, rebellious energy, and it'll be moving into Virgo, which is more grounded, could lead to energy for more grounded precision, how you do things. Mars will be in Virgo until about August 5th. So this could be a great time, those few weeks, to refine your processes, organize your systems, and basically take more practical steps towards some of the goals that you're implementing right now. You could look at setting up micro goals for during that time. Great time to declutter your space as well. June 18th, we have Jupiter squaring Neptune. Again, Jupiter, planet of expansion, bounty, abundance, squaring foggy Neptune, fantasy. This is a tense aspect that could lead to some last minute fog before clarity comes in. There may be a tendency towards escapism, spiritual bypassing, over idolizing situations. So just look out for that. See if you be aware that shiny object syndrome around those days might surface. Basically, real dreams require real steps. So just make sure you're taking the steps and the actions that you need to bring those dreams into reality. This is a time to ground the big visions with compassionate action. Hopefully all of that made sense. But overall, this week is asking us to be honest with ourselves. Where are we settling or stretching in the wrong direction? Another opportunity to refine or tweak your vision, revisit your why about what you do for your business or how you want to serve people, how you want to be of service. Just check in with yourself. Is it still in the flow? Is it still expressing my soul's desires, my soul's purpose? Do I feel like I'm on track? Am I receiving joy from the things I do, the way I show up for others, the way I give service? I feel like that's a good clue. Like people often want to know, how do they know they're on their soul's path, their soul's purpose? I feel like when you're doing things that are a service to other people and you enjoy it, and people get value from it as well, that's a good sign that you're on the right track at least. And hopefully that is the case for most of you, if not all of you. And also, this is a great week to just really get real about what are the next steps? What are the next things that we need to implement to move the needle in our businesses? What is the next step that I need to take to make my vision a reality? What's holding me back from doing those things? So that's basically it. Not too much going on. Again, Mars and Virgo, great transit for auditing your calendar, your systems, your services. A great time to clean up your digital space. Again, also, we are going to be having a Mercury retrograde mid-July. So a great time to get all of that work done beforehand. Any contracts you want to negotiate, things you want to bring to the surface. Look at that sort of thing. You can clean up your digital space, change the passwords, a lot of things that people tend to do in the pre-shadow period of the Mercury retrograde. But Mars and Virgo was also an excellent time to do that sort of thing as well. And also, if you need any suggested practices or rituals, breathwork is really great, especially around releasing the tension that might come up during that Mars-Uranus square. Again, decluttering your desk or your office space. And also movement, gentle movement, yin yoga, restorative yoga, tai chi, water rituals. Those are the kind of things that might help you move through the fog around the Jupiter-Neptune energy. But that's basically it. Hopefully all is well. Hopefully you are taking good care of yourself. We live in wild and crazy times. But I do think it's a good time to remind myself and all of us, that it is a privilege to be here. It is a privilege to be alive on the planet. I do believe that our souls chose to be in this space at this time so that we can do our part to help heal and improve the collective, help heal, improve, and expand humanity's consciousness. I think we are becoming a new version of a human being, which is why things are so stressful and scary and intense, because birthing a new species is not easy. And I do feel like overall that is the higher level image of what's going on. That's just my personal opinion about the matter. So, but anyway, feel free to comment. Let me know what you think. Hopefully this full moon will be healing for you this week as well. Take care of yourselves, especially around Father's Day. If you have difficult, challenging, complicated family relationships, as I know many folks do. And a good time to remind myself and everyone else here that no matter what it looks like, everyone is always doing the best what they have in the moment based on their own knowledge, their own experience. No matter what it looks like, no matter what it sounds like, no matter what it feels like, everyone is absolutely doing their best in the moment. So let's give each other grace. And with that, love, peace, and joy to you all. Easefully yours, Darius.